hate you. This is not conjecture. This is not hyperbole. This is a fact. The undeniable evidence is plain to see. They use you for sex but refuse to give you marriage. They get you pregnant and leave you to fend for yourself without resources, without support, without help. They do this at a 77% rate. In case you can't recognize it, this is hate. They shoot up your communities. Your kids are killed. They see the damage they cause and they continue it still. They beat, rape, and murder you at the highest rates. There is nothing you can call this behavior except hate. They refuse to build resources. They refuse to protect you and work hard to make sure that the whole world rejects you. They write songs calling you bitches and hoes, and that's the way that hatred grows. So the whole world joins in dehumanizing you. They hate you and makes the world hate you too. They tell the whole world you are ugly, unloved. They call you unworthy, undesirable. And if that's not enough, they sex traffic you and your daughters. They don't see it as wrong. They molest over 60% of our little girls before they're even grown. They use you as mules. They use you as tools. They use you like fools. And to them, it's all cool. And they do this publicly for the whole world to see. How much more hateful can hatred be? They manipulate you in every way to gain your love, labor, and energy. And once they receive it, they spit on you, they hit on you, they shit on you, and they quit on you. And then they say that's how you deserve to be treated. They throw you in freezers. They bash you in the head. They kidnap you, rape you, they leave you for dead. Then they blame you for it and they laugh. They laugh at your suffering. They laugh when you're dying. They laugh at your injuries. They laugh when you're crying. They laugh at your trauma. They laugh while they victimize you. They laugh at all the forms of violence they commit against you. They laugh and they laugh. They laugh with glee because there's nothing that brings them more joy than making you bleed. So don't come at me because what I say is true. Whether you believe it or not, they hate you. And they're so proud of their abuse against you. They go live and record it so that the pain they inflict on you can give them pleasure to watch and the world can enjoy it too. They show you humiliated, dehumanized, and crying in pain. They harm you for clickbait, for their profit and gain. And when confronted with the mountain of evidence of their abuse, they refuse to listen. They've got an excuse. When you talk about it, they tell you you're being divisive, a distraction. They say you're wrong. They take no responsibility, no accountability, and their hate for you goes on. So I don't care what they say. I don't care how they feel. And I don't care about their professions of love. It ain't real. This is pure, unbridled, unrepentant hate. Their actions prove it, and they've sealed their fate. They hate you. And to show you the proof of what I say, you knew exactly who I meant when I said they.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title guys, you can see in today's video, we're going to continue talking about the dusty Umar Johnson. You guys know birds of a flitter, as they say, they flock together. So Umar Johnson decided that he was going to go on Nick Cannon's show where basically they were talking about dustiness, because at the end of the day, what are two dusty males going to talk about? Dustiness. Nonetheless, guys, listen to what Nick Cannon as well as the dusty Umar Johnson have to say. This man is giving all of the reason as to why he didn't make a quote-unquote honest woman out of none of his baby mamas. Listen to what this dust mice had to say, and then we will come back with more.
When I look at the mothers of my two children.
Same mom, different?
Different mom. One daughter here, one daughter here. I could have married either one, but it would not have been because I thought I should have. It would have been because they were the mothers of my children. My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a decision, a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I do have to say, I think it is extremely sad that we have these type of male out here like Umar Johnson, like Cam Newton, like Nick Cannon. I mean, all of these dusty male, they out here, they have very huge platform. Unfortunately, for the younger generation of upcoming black girl, unfortunately, the males, if you guys do decide that y'all want to entertain any of these dust mites, unfortunately, these are the very toxic influence that these men has to look up to. Another reason why I think this is so sad is because unfortunately, we know that in this day and age, it is so easy for any of these males to come out here and buy a microphone and get on the internet and be so loud, sharing their dusty ideas, right? So you guys just heard what this dust mite had to say, literally giving every reason in the book as to why he didn't felt it necessary for him to make any of his baby mama his wife. So let's talk about it. This man, like I said, he's always the one out here trying to come for the dusty Nick Cannon, because at the end of the day, we know that every business days there's another preference coming out here letting us know that she too is impregnated by Nick Cannon, right? So like I said, unfortunately, these are the males that younger black male has to listen to. This is extremely sad. Quite frankly, guys, I really don't see how the black community is going to recover from this, because at the end of the day, we have these type of male that these male have to look up to. Kevin Samuel was out here promoting domestic violence against women. He were out here also telling women that if you have one of your child that come to you and tell you that they have been violated by the man that you're either in a relationship with, even their dusty fathers, this man were telling you that you should not believe your kids. And unfortunately, we know that within the black community, the majority of young girls and boys, even though we know that this is very much swept under the rug, we know that most black girls, just like that poet said at the beginning of this video, the majority of girls before they even hit the age of 18 or 21 years old, we know that most of them has been violated in some way, shape, or form by these dust bucket, right? But nonetheless, guys heard Umar talking about he could have married both of his baby mama. And this male went on to say it not because I should have, but rather because they were the mother of my children, whatever that means. And the difference between these male, regardless of them not liking us as black women to compare them to other group of men, when they, on the other hand, literally every opportunity that they get, they're trying to compare us, the non-black woman. This is precisely why we as black women need to continue comparing these males to other men, because at the end of the day, these males, even though, yes, they believe they're princesses, they believe they're queen, but unfortunately for y'all, we're not going to treat y'all as these princesses and queen that y'all want to be treated as. Y'all want to come out here and y'all want to control what women do, what women say, so you guys have to be compared to other group of men. So you guys heard he said, my baby mama felt they should have been my wife simply because of pregnancy. Simply because of pregnancy. Ladies, this right here is another reason million and two why y'all should not continue to willy-nilly be giving these men access to your womb, because this man is literally reducing a pregnancy to this woman wanted to be my wife simply because of pregnancy, as if women don't risk their life every single time a woman go out here and she unfortunately decide that she want to procreate, especially with one of these dust mites. Y'all know that women are risking their life every single time they get pregnant. So for this dust mite to come out here and say this woman wanted to be my wife simply because of pregnancy, like what? And then he went on to say, I told them I would not make a lifelong decision due to pregnancy. Once again, reducing pregnancy. I think it is very interesting that he said that he's not going to make a lifelong decision due to pregnancy. So you can make a lifelong decision by creating two broken homes, but you don't feel the need for you to make a lifelong decision for you to come out here. Are none of these women that you impregnated? This is why I continue to pose the question. Why are black male mindsets so degenerate? You guys ever see any other group of men coming out here and say this type of disgusting thing? I mean, they may feel that way, but are they stupid enough for them to come out here on all of these social media, very much public platform to portray this type of stuff? Absolutely not. You guys also heard this Dust might say, I told them we can continue to date and to explore. And quite frankly, guys, what I'm hearing is that these men have zero desire to be committed to these women, but they're willing to play house. Why wanting, mind you, these men want you to perform wife duties, hell, not even on a girlfriend budget. And we know the sole reason these men don't want to commit is because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They don't feel like you're worthy enough for you to be their wife, but they feel like you're okay enough for you to be their incubator. Absolutely not. What I got from Umar Johnson is that he wants to continue to treat this woman as his cum bucket, as his mule, to be his incubator. Absolutely nothing less and nothing more. And on top of that, this male also wanted to move in with this woman. Aren't I always telling y'all these males never have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of? Which is quite interesting because even though these males has absolutely nothing to offer, not only themselves but anyone else, these males are always out here begging for submission. Isn't that interesting? So let me get this straight. This male sat down probably in his mom's basement and talked to himself with baby number one. I'm going to impregnate this woman. I'm not committing to her. I want to move in with her, obviously not even feeling the need to pay the light bill as the closeted Tyler Perry said, right? Let's not forget, he also wants you as an incubator to give him $700 a month for 2 years to invest in his dusty dream. But even though you're an investor, you better not open your mouth to say you want to see a return on that investment, because this is investment in love/romance, and there is absolutely no guarantee. These men have some audacity. And on top of all of this, he also wants you to not expect him to make an honest woman out of you by marrying you. Because in these male delusional, dusty, degenerate mind, they feel like you're not good enough to be their wife, but you're okay enough to be their mule, your baby mama, their investor, while also being a charity by providing him a place to stay, roof over his head. I am also sure he also expects you to cook and clean for him. Like I continue to say, this man has no job, no education, no dignity, no autonomy, no resources, but oh boy, do these men have some audacity. But nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole situation. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the dusty Umar Johnson coming out here talking about all of the million reasons why he didn't felt it necessary not to make an honest woman out of his baby mama number one. And what I understand from what this dust mite had to say, he basically gave baby mama number one and baby mama number two this same proposition. You guys heard him had the audacity to say this woman arrogantly declined. It is so crazy to me because in this man's mind, I think this man thought that was the best proposition ever, and he was just so shocked to see that these women, they both had sense enough to tell him, get on with your dusty ass and leave me to hell alone. Unfortunately, they had already allowed themselves to get impregnated by this dust bucket, but oh God, these males, they're just so disgusting. They're so sad. But nonetheless, guys, that's all that I have to say on this whole predicament. What do you guys think about Umar Johnson coming out here, giving all of the reason in this world as to why he didn't felt it necessary for him to make any of his two baby mama his wife? What are your thoughts and opinion, or please get in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.